for a second. How do you feel about that photo, Tracee?
It seems to have a lot of emotion in it. Yeah, I can feel that from it. Just kind of impending doom,
Yeah, yeah,
that sort of a feel.
yeah. You see the sadness,
Yes,
sadness.
sadness. Yep.
Hmm.
Had enough.
Oh, okay. We're rolling. Hello, everyone. Hey, thanks for being here today. I have my sister here with me, the Orb Sisters. We thought we'd do something different and something fun about time travel. Yeah.
Yes. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody.
Hey, Tracee.
Hello.
So time travel is one of my favorite subjects to talk about. And I've talked about this before on shows, and Tracee and I talk about this a lot too, that we are time traveling all the time, aren't we? All the time.
Pretty much. Yeah. Especially when we're sleeping, right?
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to talk about the Chronovisor and some photos, some very, very interesting photos that apparently are from this supposed Chronovisor, which is, I guess, a time traveling device where you can see into the past and maybe the future and actually get snapshots or video of the past events, future events, if they're in concrete, I guess. But the past is easier to view. I mean, we kind of view the past all the time when we go to our records in our mind. And also, when we're just right now, we're recording something, which everyone watching this is watching something that we recorded in the past.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah. And so the idea behind a chronovisor is to direct the device to certain events in the past based on time, right? Time, location, all that. So,
Which
first
doesn't
off,
really exist.
pardon me?
Time, which doesn't really exist.
Right. Yeah, since it's all fluid or cyclical, or I guess you can look at it that way. I don't know, but
Not
we'll leave that
linear.
to the scientists, the
Right.
physicists.
Physicists, yeah. It's not a linear thing like
Right.
we see it in our mind.
Hmm. Yeah, we can tap into it anytime in our minds for sure. So Tracee, let's just tell those that are new to the channel a little bit about ourselves. We work together as what we call the Orb Sisters with photography. We take paranormal photography, orbs, and things like that. And we do that. We've been doing that for a few years. I know that you do it heavy duty a lot more than I do now.
Yeah. We used to both do it heavy duty, but I definitely do a little more than you do.
Hmm.
But yeah, I've been doing that for about 5 years now, and just experimented with cameras and got some paranormal photos, and then it kind of made me look into that realm and did some research on it and experimented and was able to get some pretty crazy stuff from that. It didn't happen right away, but it did happen after a few months of experimentations with cameras and conditions and weather conditions and that kind of thing, and just went from there. And it just got to be so much fun that we kind of got addicted to it for a while. We were obsessed for a while.
Yeah.
We pulled back a little bit, I think, because I mean, how many pictures do you need, right? But it's really the experience of it that's more important than the actual result. So the experiencing the photos and the plasma, we get plasma swirling, energies of plasma all the time, and when you feel that around you, it's such an amazing experience. So and I don't understand what they are, but I just kind of see everything as energy, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And we learn more, the more photos we take and the more we analyze them, we learn more and more
Yes,
and more and get some
I
crazy stuff.
do.
And we've done quite a few videos on our photos.
Mhm.
And so I'll put some links in the details and check those out because we get some amazing photos, especially Tracee does. We get a lot of similar type, but still it's and Tracee has a website if you want to take paranormal photos or photos, orbdiscoveries.com, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
And it'll guide you on how to get some really, really good photos. And we do a video on that too. Okay, so we're not professional photographers. We don't have any expertise in that. Well, we have some with what we use, but yeah, we just use our intuition
Yep,
and have fun with it.
that's right.
Yeah, so I want to share some Chronovisor photos. I'm going to do a share screen thing here so you can see this amazing stuff, which I feel is very amazing. And since I've time traveled, I've done tons and tons of EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon, get orb photos. I believe that this is possible, that there probably is some kind of machine that we can use to get past photos, video, that kind of thing of moving through time. I believe this. Okay. So that's my opinion on it and my intuition and my feeling. Okay. Um, so I wanted to share some synchronicities first as well. I'll share it along the way as I do a share screen. Okay, wait. So some of these photos are of Christ, Jesus, Yeshua, right? That's what we're going to show. And I came across these photos this year, I believe, this year or last, not that long ago. And these photos were shared a long time ago, apparently, and they've been around for a little while, but it's hidden. And I just thought, wow, these are amazing. Okay. But I never really dug into them or did a lot of research. And then I started watching, which this is kind of a roundabout way of sharing synchronicities that I've been getting with this, with putting all this together with Yeshua. Now, everyone here that knows me knows I adore Yeshua. I had 2 NDEs where he met me, and I've been working with him on a conscious, close level ever since. And I know Tracee loves Yeshua. So, I mean, what's not to love, right? What's not to adore?
Yeah.
And it's not a religious way. We were both raised Catholic. However, we know that he is pure love
Mhm.
and feel him in our life all the time. So I started watching the series The Chosen, and all these synchronicities started happening while I was watching it. Actually the morning before, I never even thought about watching it. I heard a little bit of talk about it, but I thought, oh, I don't know. It's based on the Bible, and I'm not real down with a lot of the Bible stuff. I believe that it's been changed over the years and everything. So one morning I have a vision as I'm waking up. Now I'm trying to make this quick, but it's just so amazing to me. I have a vision, and as you're waking up and you see things very clearly as you're coming back into your body, and I see that I look down and I see that I'm wearing leather sandals, and I'm wearing a tunic that's about mid calf, and it looks like burlap or something like that. light colored burlap, and I'm wearing that. And I'm looking down, I'm like, this is crazy. This, why am I wearing this? I'm thinking that, and then it's quickly gone and I'm back here. So I had that vision. That night, I turned on The Chosen. I don't know why. I just did. I mean, I know why. I was obviously guided to watch it. That show really touched me. The actor plays a really good, does a really good job of playing Yeshua. Okay. So as I start watching it, I start having visions of the next show. I'm seeing the future of what's going to happen in the next show, little snippets. So I start having those visions and those thoughts, and those things start coming up for me. And there's too many to even mention. And then there's a photo I'm going to show, and I'll show it when we go to it, and tell you about the crown of thorns, how there's a lot with that. Okay. I'm going to share the screen now. So anyway, so those things started happening. There's so many things that are falling into place that confirm a lot of what you know how that works, Trace? Where,
Oh, totally.
yeah, you get things just falling into place for you to confirm things.
Right. No coincidences.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
The story of the Chronovisor. So I just want to share just a little bit with this article for those that don't know about it. So it's rumored that the Vatican had this hidden. I'm going to show you a little clip of a video. The Vatican has 50 miles of hidden archives and technology that they have kept from the public. Okay. Okay, so a priest in the Vatican named Pellegrino Ernetti claimed he could observe the past with a time machine he had invented, but what's the truth? So, of course, there's always going to be people that say it's not real. So this is the priest. It's said to be a device that gives the user the ability to see through time. It's never been proven. Okay. And a 2002 book by another priest, Francois Brunet, says otherwise. Okay, so according to Brunet, who wrote about it, the Chronovisor was developed by Father Pellegrino Ernetti, a Benedictine monk. He kept the device secret until the early 60s when he confided in Brunet and told him 12 scientists, including famed physicists Enrique Fermi and former Nazi scientist Werner von Braun, helped him to build it. Okay, so here's the scientists. I won't bore you with more of this. And there's Werner von Braun. Okay. According to Ernetti, the device had several antennae, 3 of which were made of mysterious metals that picked up sound and light waves across the entire respective spectrums. A direction finder on the device was allegedly tuned into the specific area one wanted to view, while a screen displayed it and a recording device captured the footage. The Chronovisor was thus more of a window into the past than time machine. Ernetti said it worked like a television, catching echoes from days long gone that had been floating in space, and he claimed to have seen some astonishing things. So here's a schematic. The device supposedly revealed the Bible's most important moments. Okay. He recounted how he witnessed Marcus Tullius Cicero's speech to the Roman Senate in 63 BC, his gestures, his intonation, how powerful they were. And I couldn't find any photos or anything about that online. Okay. Increasingly bolder claims, such as having observed the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Excuse me. From the founding of the Roman Empire to destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Ernetti alleged that he and his team had taken a peek into some of the most important events in the Bible. And here's an article. Okay. He maintained it until his death. Okay. That the machine had been hidden away, excuse me, by the Vatican in order to safeguard it from falling into the wrong hands. And the Vatican decreed in 1988 that anyone using an instrument of such characteristics would be excommunicated. Shortly before he died, he wrote an open letter and adamantly reiterating that the device was real. Okay, we're going to look at that photo here in a minute. He claimed that the Pope Pius what is that, 12, forbade us to disclose any details about this device because the machine was very dangerous. It can restrain the freedom of man. Yeah. You mean restrain them from
Control.
control. Thank you. So here's a little video. I'm just going to play a few seconds of it that shows the Vatican's archives a little bit. Okay. "50 miles." So that's just a little bit of what they have. So here's the Ernetti and supposedly a photo of the Chronovisor. Okay. Here's a photo of him and a depiction of what he says, and that's looks like the Roman Caesar who made a speech right there. And then here's the one that really got me flabbergasted was a depiction apparently of Yeshua. And according to some research I've done, this could be Joseph of Arimathea talking to him, to Yeshua, and this is supposed to be before the crucifixion, a few days before the crucifixion. And this right here, some people say is his younger brother James, or James, his follower. Depends on who you talk to, whether he had a younger brother, or Mary Magdalene. Okay. And nobody says anything about the gentleman back here. So I'll leave that up for a second. How do you feel about that photo, Tracee?
It seems to have a lot of emotion in it. Yeah, I can feel that from it. Just kind of impending doom.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sort of a feel.
Yeah. You see the sadness.
Yes.
Sadness.
Sadness. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So some people say that this, I'll show the next one, is a painting that was apparently done earlier. Then they say the chronovisor was invented. And this is supposed to be a photograph of it. That it's fake.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Really?
Is it so different?
It's very different. Yeah, I mean, it's to me that is obviously a photograph. It's not a photograph of this.
And they didn't have TV back then.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to put out propaganda, they probably had to paint things.
They used art.
Good point.
Art. Good point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, is that they commissioned some people to make these paintings off of leaked photos.
To cover the truth, or I don't know. I'm just speculating.
That's all we can do. Right. And now I'm the one who's the woo-woo girl, and and I know Tracee believes that anything is possible too. Tracee's the unbiased third party here. So that's why I want, I want to know your opinion.
And I just have to confess, I've never heard of the Chronovisor until last week. when my sister told me about it. So I am a newbie at this.
A lot of people haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
Most people haven't. And yeah, and so, I mean, come on. Okay. Now they did make this person. Now, okay, so here's another one, a depict a cross-reference or a comparison.
Mhm.
Really, this is not a photograph. This, if I can get my mouse to work, this is not a photograph of this.
No, the direction of the head is even different. The
Yeah,
the, the painting, his head is tilted more.
right. And he's looking down. And in this
Ex-
one,
yeah,
which I'll show you, not that one. Where'd the other one go? Here. This one, you can see in his eyes, he's looking out.
he's looking out. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not looking down.
yeah. And this one, I mean, that's, and I'm going to talk about the crown of thorns right here that I see. This one looks feminine. The
Yeah,
photograph, this person right here, looks like a female.
right. I agree.
Yeah. The Vatican will do anything they can to hide the fact that Mary Magdalene was with Yeshua. I mean, was, his counterpart, his wife, whatever you want to say. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Was his wife, was his person, his
Right.
wife.
That he was actually a human.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, they made in this painting, they made this person look masculine.
Right.
hmm Whereas in the actual photo, that to me, that is a female. And
Yeah.
it looks like she's wearing a veil or something over her head. I mean,
Mhm.
it's hard to tell, but there's something over her head. You can see and they had to wear a head covering back then. Now, what this is over her face, it might just be, it looks like there's something else over her face right here, right?
Right.
And I'm doing the mouse with the left hand because my right hand is broken, but yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't it? So I want to talk about the crown of thorns. Okay. I didn't notice this. Whoops, this one. I didn't notice that he had something around his head until not that one. Until I looked at these photos and I realized, oh my gosh, that's the crown of thorns. Okay, now let me give you the synchronicities about that. When I realized that, the day or the next morning, my dog, my little Yorkie, my boyfriend had taken her to the park, and he comes back carrying her, and he says she's got something wrong with her leg, can't figure out what it is, and so I dug, poor little thing, a thorn, an actual thorn out of her, in between her pads. She couldn't walk. She had a thorn. She's never, in the whole 16 years I've had her, never had an actual thorn in her foot.
Wow.
Okay. Confirmation. That's a crown of thorns. Confirmation 1. Confirmation 2. The next day, practically, I get a text from some a client, and she says this. Where is it? Sorry. Okay. And she says this. She asked me this question. She says, quick question. Did Jesus really wear a crown of thorns during his crucifixion? I learned from a book channeled by Jesus that he did not. And here he is walking around with, it looks like a crown of thorns. What do you think? What do you feel?
Why would he be wearing a crown of thorns 2 days before the crucifixion?
Isn't it weird? I mean, I don't know how many days this is before,
Yeah, we don't
but
know. Yeah.
she sent me a video where someone else talked about it, channeled it. Also, Dolores Cannon, apparently there was some channel or not hypnosis information coming through about with him that he didn't wear it during the crucifixion, that he wore it before.
Okay,
So yeah, I need to dive deeper into that. I
right.
actually have that book, the Jesus and the Essenes.
And that painting, you don't see that in the painting.
No,
Yeah.
no, you don't. You
No.
don't. Yes, I thought about that too. Yeah, look at this one. It's not around his head.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not around his head at all. Yeah, there's nothing around his head. So why they would even hide that? I don't know. We'll have to it's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy what they would go through to hide information from us.
Mhm.
Okay. Now this one supposedly is also a photo of when he was on the cross. Okay. Now the naysayers or the propagandists, I believe, Tracee believes maybe, say that it's another photo taken of the face of a painting. Okay. They're not the same.
They're not the same.
No.
Yeah, the noses are very different.
Uh-huh.
The one on the painting looks Hollywoodish.
Right. And
So,
it made it more Caucasian looking. And that's another thing they've done is take it, because he's Mediterranean looking here. Okay. Taken his look, the way he looks, his features, and made them more Anglo, I should say, Anglo looking. Yeah.
yeah, very different.
Right. And here's another photo from when he was arrested and was about to be, when he actually was about to be crucified. And this is according to what I read, that the man in the front is Peter. These are a couple of his followers, his apostle, but I don't recall who that is offhand, who that's supposed to be. But and they're saying that, and there's another painting made of this, but I couldn't find it to bring it up. Another painting is made of this photo, and it's it's just, yeah, that looks like an actual photo, doesn't it? What do you
It
think?
does. Yeah, and it has so much emotion in it.
Yeah,
I mean, you can feel it.
right, right. It looks really windy.
It does look windy. Yeah.
Yeah, and cold, very cold. Yeah. And then this next video I'm going to show, I will warn people that this can be a little disturbing. I don't know if it's real or not, of course, but it's supposedly a Chronovisor video that was, and I just found it on YouTube, that, has no explanation for it. Somebody just put it up there and there's nothing, no information or nothing about it. And that supposedly scans the tomb of Yeshua after he was crucified. Okay. So it might be another leaked video. I don't know, but I'll show it. And it does show his wounds. Okay. Some of his wounds. So and it's a little hard to follow. I have it slowed down to 25 speed, 0.25 speed. Okay. You're 33. Okay, so they call them isosus. Yes, Jesus, time travel, Palestine, year 33 AC. That's all it says. And I think that's Russian. What's interesting is it might be the date on the bottom, 3/11/2039, if that's a date.
Yeah, that's
Isn't that crazy?
that's kind of a mind pretzel there.
Yeah. So that looks like the tomb and the shroud. From the Shroud of Turin, that looks like it might be it. Or it looks something like it. So this, let's see here. It's a little hard to tell, but that looks like his hand and the wound in the wrist right here, not in the hand, but the wrist. Yeah, that wound, it went close. And there's his face, supposedly his face. And this is in the shroud, so his body is dead. And it scans down to show, looks like the wound in his side right there. It's pretty quick, but back to his face. And that's it.
Hmm.
So that's pretty crazy. What do you think about
Hmm.
that? Then we'll go on to
Well,
this other one.
I was thinking that if it's fake, they could have done a better job.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, because some of it is a little hard to make out.
right.
But I don't know. Anything's possible.
I know, it's crazy. So anyway, yeah, that was weird. I was hearing I was hearing music, but it was slowed down to 0.25 because the next video was playing. And it was like really eerie. The next video came up and it was playing music. It was like, where? I couldn't find the video. So so yeah, so that use your intuition, of course, and I just think that this information is pretty pretty incredible, and it shows how, to me, I believe a lot of this is real, and it shows to me that what depths certain institutions will go to keep us from knowing the truth about things.
Yeah. Well, Nikola Tesla
Mhm.
supposedly had, you know, drawings of time machines, and of course
Mhm.
they confiscated all of that.
Right.
And
Do you know
who
who it was
knows?
when the government confiscated? Do you know who that they gave the plans to?
Yeah, I heard it was Trump's uncle.
Uncle, yeah.
Yeah, and somebody else too, I think. I don't remember the name, but um yeah, that's kind of interesting there too.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
the questions.
So many questions. And of
Yeah.
course, there's that book, The Adventures of Baron von Trump, who was a
Oh,
time
right.
traveler. Yeah.
Right. That was written in the early 1900s or something, wasn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What's really crazy about that video we just saw too was that date on the bottom,
Yeah, that's odd.
eh, which oh, I want to also share another text before I talk about that. I got another text during this when I was contemplating on whether that was Mary Magdalene in that photo. I got this text from I don't know who, nobody I know, from a weird number, and I took a screenshot. I think I showed it to you. Uh, that says it says, "Is this Mary's number? Is this Mary's number?" And I align with Mary Magdalene.
Do you know a Mary?
I don't know Mary. Yeah, other than a client or two,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I
Yeah. Why would
I
she
didn't try
be
to call it
missing?
back. It's just like it just came out of nowhere. T- to me, I when I try to dive into it and unsynchronize the synchronicity,
Uh-huh.
it ruins everything.
Yeah, right. Totally.
And then they quit coming because these are just little messages. I feel very strongly and I know this, these are just little messages from Yeshua,
Yeah,
right?
just go with the flow.
Hmm. Go with the
Right.
flow, yeah. The more we try to dismiss synchronicities and dismiss signs and things like that, then it's harder for them to come. It's
Mhm.
difficult for us to recognize them and to, like you said, be in the flow.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Totally.
I just want to share one more thing of a person I know that I met quite a few years ago, uh, and who is a chrononaut, and Andrew Basiago, because he's from the Northwest. He's from Seattle area, I believe, and some people here may know him about him. Okay, and he wrote a book about his experiences, and he was part of Project Pegasus when he was a child. Okay. So Tracee said she never heard of Project Pegasus, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that haven't, right? So our government uses people for in programs. I pretty much know this from my own experience now. Okay. And Project Pegasus apparently was one of them. I mean, we got MK Ultra. We've got so many projects and programs that the government, the CIA, the government has created to use the population as guinea pigs, right?
Yeah,
And children are a big part of that.
right.
So, Project Pegasus is a quest begun in 1968 by Andrew Basiago when he was serving as a child participant in the U.S. Time-Space Exploration Program. It was a classified defense-related research and development program under the Defense Advanced, under DARPA. Okay, U.S. defense technical community achieved time travel on behalf of the U.S. government. The real Philadelphia experiment. Apparently, the Philadelphia experiment was a ruse. So, because they did actually achieve time travel. All right, so that's just something real quick on that. And here he is. Let me show this photograph. So this is, according to Andrew, And the reason I am showing this is because I trust this is real, or that he knows what he's talking about, because I know him. I met him. I worked with him for quite a while back in, it was around 2006, in groups, in support groups, where people would come in when I was just starting to remember my experiences and my NDE and what was going on with me, and extraterrestrials or weird stuff. And he would go to these groups as well and share his story. And he was doing research. He was traveling all over the country and the world to try to find proof of his memories, because he was having memories of being in this program. Okay. And he says that this is Gettysburg, and this is a photo of him, the circled child. He says that that's him in Gettysburg. And here he is as a child. That's him. He's an attorney, lives in Washington. So, I mean, you can't tell, you can't really match the face, but he could be that guy, could be that kid, right?
Could be,
Yeah.
but that was back in the Civil War times. So
This is,
obviously he was time traveled into that.
that's what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's saying. And so he's calls himself a chrononaut, time traveler.
Mhm.
And he was in this program. He and other kids were used to time travel all over,
Experiment.
Thank you. Yeah. And his dad was in these programs, and so that's why he was one of them with the government, with the CIA and the government. So yeah, I just thought that's interesting. I need to get his book, because he wrote a book about his experiences. And I'm embarrassed to say I haven't read his book.
So
Anyway,
how did he come up with the conclusion that that's him in the photo?
because he was shown these photos. When they would come back, they were shown that he was watching, he was able to, what I've heard, a little bit of what I've heard, is that he was aware of a chronovisor.
Mhm.
And so they would show these kids a lot of the information that they were
Oh,
getting.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also said that he was in a room where he saw 9/11 happening on a screen.
Hmm.
Yeah. He said it was a
Before
big
it
screen on
happened.
the wall. Before, yeah,
Before it
I'm
happened.
sorry, before it happened. When he was a kid, he saw
Okay.
it.
Mhm.
When he was a kid.
So they showed
So,
that to him when he was in the program.
yes. Yeah. They didn't really show it to him, but he was there, and there were adults there.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to say about that 2039 date on that chronovisor, I have had the feeling for years now that we keep getting reset. You know what I mean? In time. Either 20 years or 30 years or 40 years or whatever. And Whitley Strieber writes about this too in one of his books. And he mentions that in one of the books he writes, where a old man, he's in a hotel room, Whitley's staying in a hotel room, an old man knocks on his door in the middle of the night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, and he's a short old man, bald old man. His hands are covered with gloves, and he has a conversation with him, and he wrote a book about that conversation. And in the conversation, the man tells him that we are not in the year we think we are, that we're actually behind the year that we think we're in. So,
Okay.
we keep coming back to write things,
To
to make things
reset our time.
reset. We keep
Okay.
resetting ourselves. And I actually saw an interview on Jeff Mora, I think, podcast, where this one woman said that she saw that too, that we keep resetting until we get it right.
That's why the Mandela effect is kind of, in everybody's
Yes. Yeah.
consciousness.
Right.
It's
That
happened.
glitch. those glitches.
Yeah, it's happened to a lot of people where they say, wait a minute, I thought, I can't even
Mhm.
remember what some examples are, but well, the fact that some people heard that Mandela died in prison.
I was one of them. I could have
Yeah,
swore he died in prison.
but he
Yeah,
didn't.
right. Yeah.
So what's up with that?
Yeah, I
Anyway,
know. I know because we wouldn't know unless there's those little bleed throughs there.
right.
How would we know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. So hopefully we're on the right timeline now and we're getting things right.
Yeah,
And
I
we're not
think we
gonna,
are.
I think we are too. Yeah, we don't need any more resets.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share. Just do this quick video. I think it took a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I get synchronicities, I get confirmations on this stuff. And when I do, I have to share it. I guess that's why my name is Sharon. I keep saying, I just feel like I have to share it and let people know, trust that stuff, the synchronicities you get. All right. All right, Tracee.
Okay, that was
Thanks.
fun.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for helping me with and sitting with me with this weird stuff.
Yeah. It gets less weird every day.
It does. Yeah, totally. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Okay.
And
Bye.
yeah, we'll see you next time.